Pleasant good afternoon to all. First Timothy 2. First of all, then, I urge that supplications, prayers, and intercessions and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all who are in high positions, that we may lead a peaceable and quiet life, godly and dignified in every way. This is good, and it is pleasing in the sight of God, our Savior, who desires all people to be saved and to come to him to the knowledge of truth. Shall we pray? Father, we continue to acknowledge your goodness to us as individuals and as a country. We thank you for the covering, and we thank you for the gift of life. As this honorable house meets today, we ask your blessing upon the honorable speaker and staff, the honorable premier and his cabinet, the honorable leader of the opposition and members. Thank you for your blessings that you have bestowed upon us, your people, and the island of Anguilla. And as the premier presents the budget address today, we pray for clarity and wisdom and understanding to every listener that will hear. May you supply the financial means for the fulfillment of every plan for the development of this country, Anguilla. May we remember the scripture that says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. May the plans be beneficial for us as a country as we forge forward. In your humble name we pray today. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Wanda Brooks. Thank you, members. Good afternoon. You may be seated.
Confirmation of minutes of proceedings of the second meeting of the 5th session of the 12th Anguilla House of Assembly.
Are there any amendments to the minutes, please? Since there are no amendments, can someone move that the minutes be confirmed as circulated?
Madam Speaker, I move that the minutes be accepted as circulated.
Madam Speaker, I rise to second.
It has been moved and seconded that the minutes of proceedings of the second meeting of the 5th session of the 12th Anguilla House of Assembly be accepted as circulated. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Minutes of proceedings of the second meeting of the 5th session of the 12th Anguilla House of Assembly confirmed as circulated.
Oath of allegiance to new members, none. Announcements by the direction of the Speaker. Questions?
Just to say welcome to all this afternoon. It's a pleasure to see so many people in the gallery this afternoon, so welcome once again.
Questions? None. Government statements on recent developments? None. Papers? None. Reports from committees? None. Petitions? None. Government notices? None. Private members' notices? None. Motions? None. Personal explanations? None. Other business, government business? A bill for Appropriations 2025 Act 2024, first reading.
The Honorable Member for Island Harbor is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'd also like to acknowledge the members and also the persons in the gallery, Anguillians who have come to this proceedings recognize the Honorable Dr. Ben F., who is visiting, and also the permanent secretaries and others. Madam Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for appropriation 2025, Act 2024, have its first reading.
Madam Speaker, I rise to second.
It has been moved and seconded that a bill shortly entitled A Bill for Appropriations 2025 Act 2024 be read a first time. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. I call upon the clerk to read the bill a first time.
An act to provide for the services of the Government of Anguilla for the financial year ending the 31st day of December 2025.
Bill read a first time.
A bill for appropriations 2025 Act 2024, second reading.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that a bill shortly entitled A Bill for Appropriation 2025, Act 2024, have a second reading. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, honorable members of the House of Assembly, esteemed members of the gallery, the clerk, hardworking staff of this honorable House, especially invited guests, I acknowledge the presence of Commissioner of the Royal Anguilla Police Force, Mr. Robert Clark, committed public servants, members of the media, and most importantly, my fellow Anguillians, a warm and heartfelt good day to you. Today I stand before you at a pivotal moment in our nation's journey. And this is not just another budget. It is a declaration of belief in you, the people of Anguilla. It is a promise that your dreams, your resilience, and your hard work will drive the future we build together. You have faced challenges with courage, embraced opportunities with determination, and carried this island forward with pride and grace. You, whether the mother who is working tirelessly to provide for your children, the young entrepreneur daring to dream big, the farmer laboring under the sun, the hotel worker caring for our visitors, or the elder who paved the way for us, or the heart and soul of this island. Your strength inspires us to aim higher, to dream bigger, and to act bolder. This budget, themed Building the Anguillian Dream, Progress for Today, Hope for Generations, is more than a fiscal plan. It is a roadmap for transformation. It says to every Anguillian, this is your journey, your opportunity, your dream. With bold investments in education, healthcare, and economic growth, we are not merely promising change, we are delivering it. We stand today with an unshakable resolve to ensure that every Anguillian child can succeed, every Anguillian business can thrive, and every Anguillian family can live with dignity and hope. Jeremiah 29, verse 11 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Let this budget reflect those plans, a budget for growth, resilience, and unity. While others falter with empty promises and division, we deliver progress, certainty, and results. This administration is working tirelessly for you. Together we rise above challenges, we seize opportunities, and ensure that no one is left behind. Anguilla stands on the brink of greatness, a far cry from where we were in 2020. Now is the time to slow down, Now is not the time to slow down or change course. It is the time to stay on board. It is the time to rise. So let us seize this moment and build an Anguilla where progress touches every family and hope knows no bounds. Let us build the Anguilla dream. Together, we will make it real. As we step into a new year, we are called to reflect on what matters most, the lives, dreams, and aspirations of our people. The choices we make today must not only address the challenges of the present, but also lay the foundation for a brighter, more inclusive future. This Anguilla Progressive Movement administration is committed to putting people at the heart of our decisions. Leadership in times like these demands clarity, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to the people we serve. This budget reflects that commitment, ensuring that every decision is grounded in the values that unite us: resilience, community, and progress for all. Our theme, building the Anguillan dream, progress for today, hope for generations, speaks to this mission. Our collective strength, resilience, hope, and vision is reflected in this 2025 budget. And so I'd like to outline the economic and fiscal review. The 2024 review of the economy. Madam Speaker, today I stand before you to present an economic review of 2024, a year that has brought both challenges and opportunities for our island and its people. As we navigate a rapidly changing global environment, it is imperative that we take stock of our progress, confront our vulnerabilities, and embrace the opportunities ahead with both clarity and purpose. Madam Speaker, permit me to summarize Anguilla's economic performance for this year, as well as look ahead to expectations for 2025. Firstly, this resurgence following the hindering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic is a true testament to the dedication of our people, along with the resilience of our businesses. In real terms, Madam Speaker, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, projects the gross domestic product to have grown by 5.21% in 2024. This trajectory is driven by tourism, which remains the bedrock of our economic activity, and a mix of ongoing and completed construction activities. Visitor arrival statistics show a resurgence of travelers gracing our shores, well beyond the usual peak of tourist season. These welcoming outcomes bring vitality back to our economies and livelihoods to countless families. And while tourism remains a key and major economic pillar, 2024 also highlights the importance of economic diversification. The construction sector has had a profound economic, social, and environmental impact in 2024 as the underlying need to improve public infrastructure and create housing opportunities are vital. In real terms, the ECCB projects the construction sector to have grown by 15% in 2024. Along with private initiatives from households and foreign direct investors, this growth would have been attributed to noteworthy public construction efforts, such as the continued upgrade of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport and further infrastructural improvements to the Vivian Vanderpool Primary School. Madam Speaker, the Blowing Point development, that's the Blowing Point Road development, along with the John John Road development, are also significant improvements to our built environment and will surely have a positive impact on the island's economy. However, Madam Speaker, challenges continue to arise. Climate change continues to pose an existential threat to our beloved island, with hurricanes, rising sea levels endangering lives and livelihoods. It is therefore imperative to invest in resilient infrastructure and climate adaptation to protect our homes, our businesses, our overall environment, our beaches, and/or coasts. And for this reason, we are in the process of finalizing a methodical climate change policy, which will serve as a guideline to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Additionally, Madam Speaker, Anguilla, like many islands within the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, remains vulnerable to global trends, high interest rates, inflationary pressures, and potential slowdowns in major economies like the United States and the United Kingdom could severely affect our economy. These external forces require us to exercise fiscal discipline, prioritize investments that yield long-term benefits. Madam Speaker, as we close out this year and look forward to 2025, our task is clear. We must continue to embrace innovation, invest in our people, and safeguard our resources for future generations. The ECCB projects real GDP to grow by a further 6.24% in 2025, driven mainly by tourism and construction activity. The announcement of American Airlines increasing service to our shores this festive season, with the addition of a third flight on Saturdays from Miami to Anguilla, further confirms that we have not only rebounded, but we continue to thrive. With courage and commitment, we can continue to transform this economy to ensure that every Anguillan enjoys a sustainable and prosperous future as we are building the Anguillan dream, hope for today, that's progress for today, hope for generations. I'll now provide the 2024 fiscal review. Madam Speaker, on the 2024 fiscals for revenue, expenditure, and debt, by the end of 2024, recurrent revenue is projected to reach an impressive $459.36 million EC dollars, surpassing the proposed estimate of $404.01 million. We should applaud that, Madam Speaker. Thank you. This remarkable achievement is a testament to the efficiency of revenue streams, reflecting our collective efforts to drive economic resilience and sustainable growth. Regarding taxes on payroll and workforce, this revenue category has performed closely in line with projections. Initially budgeted at $21.30 million, the expected outturn is $22.24 million. Taxes on goods and services has also shown strong performance, consistently meeting the target set for 2024. The proposed estimate of $212.51 million is expected to reach $217.68 million by the end of the year. Furthermore, domain name registration is projected to exceed the 2024 budget estimate of $64.05 million EC dollars by an impressive $41.48 million, therefore exceeding $100 million. This shows remarkable growth in this area. We look forward to stronger performance in this area in 2025. Madam Speaker, I now turn to the anticipated expenditure performance for 2024, which is projected at $285.87 million. The approved budget estimate for the year was $278.94 million. However, following the supplementary budget in June of 2024, an additional $34.62 million was allocated, bringing the revised estimate to $313.56 million. This adjustment was essential to address critical needs, Madam Speaker, particularly the integration of the Health Authority of Anguilla and the Water Corporation of Anguilla into the central government structure. These entities now function as the Department of Health Services and the Department of Water Services to support ensuring a more streamlined and efficient service delivery to the public. In the expenditure category of personal emoluments, the original budget estimate was $109.20 million. However, This category is now expected to exceed the estimate by $7.27 million. Similarly, the goods and services category was originally budgeted at $69.72 million with a projected outturn of $78.53 million. On the other hand, the category current transfers, originally budgeted at $71.85 million, is anticipated to come in under the budget at $64.02 million. The above forecasted expenditure in personal emoluments and goods and services is primarily attributed to increases facilitated through supplementary appropriations, along with the reallocation of funds from current transfers to support personal emoluments and goods and services accounts tied to the integration of the Health Authority of Anguilla and the Water Corporation of Anguilla. Projected capital receipts for 2024 are expected to total $5.18 million, while capital expenditure is projected at $71.65 million. This results in a capital balance deficit of $66.47 million. The government's overall fiscal position after amortization, encompassing the combined recurrent and capital balances along with total amortization paid, is projected at $68.81 million for 2024. This significantly exceeds the budgeted estimate of $14.65 million, reflecting robust fiscal performance. Key drivers include higher than anticipated revenues from domain name registrations and underspending in capital expenditures, particularly on land acquisition for the airport expansion project. This strong fiscal position has enabled us to deliver meaningful cost of living support to those who need it most. Through careful planning and repurposing of resources, we have provided essential relief measures, including food vouchers for our seniors and 2 electricity grants. I was hoping to hear some applause for that. Madam Speaker, we have to wake them up today. They don't appreciate, well, I guess they listen to the opposition who say that these are gimmicks and handouts. So. But these are important, Madam Speaker. These initiatives underscore our commitment to prioritizing the well-being of our people. The second electricity grant, designed to further ease household expenses, is expected to be credited to recipients' accounts by tomorrow, another tangible step in making life more manageable for our people. Thank you. The repurposing of resources continues to support the delivery of key programs and projects as we approach the end of 2024. Madam Speaker, I'd like to do public debt review. For the past 4 years, my administration has committed to sound debt management practices in charting a sustainable debt path for Anguilla. Madam Speaker, the downward trend in public debt continued in fiscal year 2024. Preliminary estimates show that total public debt, which comprises central government and government-guaranteed debt of state-owned enterprises, that's the statutory bodies, is projected at $332.14 million, 20.44% of GDP at the end of fiscal year 2024, a decrease of $38.89 million over the 2023 total public debt stock of $371.03 million. That is 25.67% of GDP. I did hear a smattering of applause. Remember, this is your budget. And a decrease in debt from $371.03 million to $332.14 million is a significant reduction, and we'll discuss later what that means in real terms. At the end of fiscal year 2024, central government debt stock is projected at $331.75 million, which is 20.42% of GDP, an estimated decrease of $25.55 million over the 2023 debt stock of $357.30 million, or 24.72% of GDP. Government guaranteed debt stock is projected at $0.4 million, less than 1% of GDP, an estimated reduction of $0.16 million over the 2023 debt stock of $0.56 million, still less than 1% of GDP, but a significant reduction. This is worth noting because in April of this year, central government assumed the non-guaranteed state-owned enterprises debt stock of $13.17 million following the reintegration of the Water Corporation of Anguilla as the Department of Water Services. The change in central government and government guaranteed debt stock for fiscal year 2024 reflects that projected scheduled amortization is anticipated to surpass disbursements. By the end of 2024, the projected outstanding debt stock is expected to consist of 99.88% attributed to central government debt and 0.12% to government-guaranteed state-owned enterprise debt comprising loans for the Anguilla Development Board. The domestic debt is projected to account for 60.62%, or $201.34 million of the portfolio, and external debt, the remaining 39.38%, or $130.40 million. I'd like to explain that the $13.17 million of debt that has been assumed by central government for the Water Corporation of Anguilla includes the $10 million to repay for utility services to ANGLEC for the Water Corporation of Anguilla. Madam Speaker, during the fiscal year 2024, no new debt was contracted, and my government has no intentions of borrowing over the medium term. Thank you. Disbursements for the fiscal year 2024 are projected at approximately $915,000 EC dollars, of which $867,000 has been disbursed with an undisbursed balance of $48,000 on the Anguilla Community College ACC project loan contracted from Caribbean Development Bank in 2014. Madam Speaker, as a testament to our continued strong financial performance throughout the year, the government did not utilize the existing lines of credit under the ECCB Cash Advance Facility or the overdraft facility with the National Commercial Bank of Anguilla. This prudent financial management has been a consistent trend over the past 4 years. There was no new borrowing or disbursements associated with government-guaranteed state-owned enterprises debt. Madam Speaker, the cost of servicing central government debt is projected to move from $52.67 million with the amortization of $39.57 million and interest payments of $13.1 million in 2024, and this will move to $52.78 million with an amortization of $39.63 million and interest payments of $13.15 million in 2025. This represents a marginal increase of 0.21%, or $110,000 EC dollars. And this is due primarily to the increase in the cost of debt, specifically the variable interest rate on the external debt that is reset every 3 months and currently stands at 5.60%. Madam Speaker, what this means is that if the government of Anguilla borrows money, even at concessionary rates, the cheapest we can get from the Caribbean Development Bank, we'd be paying 5.6% interest. I want that to resonate with those who are out there saying that the government should borrow money to finish the airport expansion. Madam Speaker, my government stands committed to managing the debt servicing costs through its continued prudent debt management practices. And as you're aware, the government of Anguilla is required to maintain public debt levels within 3 stipulated borrowing limits, as outlined in the Framework for Fiscal Sustainability and Development, the FFSD, which was passed in 2013. The borrowing limits include the net debt and debt service ratios, which should not exceed 80% and 10% of recurrent revenue, respectively, and liquid assets that should be sufficient to cover 90 days or 25% of recurrent expenditure. Liquid assets, Madam Speaker, we know familiarly as reserves. Madam Speaker, preliminary projections for the end of 2024 indicate that the government will continue to meet 2 of the borrowing limits. While the government of Anguilla remains in breach of one of the ratios, there has been significant improvement in the FFSD ratios as follows. The net debt ratio is projected at 14.82% compared to 46.11% at the end of 2023. Later on, Madam Speaker, I will put this all in perspective, where we were to where we are. The debt service ratio at 11.48% compared to 12.64% at the end of 2023, and liquid assets at 92.25%, approximately 332 days of reserves, compared to 74.54%, approximately 268 days at the end of 2023. And just for context, Madam Speaker, which I'll get to later, the liquid assets on June 30th of 2020 was 0.21%, or 1 day of recurrent expenditure. We are now at 332 days of recurrent expenditure, and we are required to be above 25% on 90 days. If that doesn't represent fiscal prudence and responsible use of the public purse, then I don't know what you guys been smoking. But I think the commissioner's here, so I won't say, but I think decriminalization is coming. Oh, it's already here, somebody said. Madam Speaker, by the end of 2024, the debt to GDP ratio, a key measure recognized by our regional neighbors and partners, is projected to stand at 20.44%, a notable improvement from 25.67% at the end of 2023. This places us 39.56 percentage points below the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union targeted maximum of 60%. And Madam Speaker, none of the other countries in the ECCU could get down below 60% by 2030, which was the threshold and the benchmark. So we've moved that to 2035. But Anguilla is almost 40 points below what the threshold is, Madam Speaker. That is a reflection of our commitment to sound fiscal management. Madam Speaker, our debt continues a downward trajectory and is projected to remain sustainable over the medium to long term. This administration fully understands the importance of prudent public debt management to maintain credible and sustainable debt levels. according to projections from the 2025 to 2027 medium-term economic and fiscal plan, nominal debt is expected to decline steadily in the coming years. And what that means, Madam Speaker, and we have the Permanent Secretary for Finance here to back me up in case they think that I'm lying. It means that when we meet those three guidelines, the borrowing limits imposed by the FFSD, that we will no longer have to send our budget to the UK for them to approve us spending our own money. Thank you. We will not have to require the UK to give us permission to spend our own money, Madam Speaker. If that is not moving towards independence, then I don't know what is, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, while debt servicing costs, particularly principal repayments amounting to $39.63 million, are projected to rise in 2025 before tapering off slightly over the forecast period, these costs remain manageable. Analysis of our projected performance against the borrowing ratios under the fiscal framework indicates that we are on track to achieve full compliance with all borrowing ratios by 2026 and to sustain compliance thereafter. Madam Speaker, when this administration came in, we met that we had to become compliant with the three borrowing limits by 2030. Madam Speaker, we are 4 years ahead. This is resilience. This is a proud people. This is a people who will sacrifice to make sure that we can pay our own way, Madam Speaker, that we can do the things that we want to do, and that we don't need to have somebody hold our hand, and we also don't have to go cap in hand begging them for help, Madam Speaker. The medium-term economic and fiscal plan, the MTEF, further projects recurrent surpluses over the medium term, though overall deficits are expected after accounting for amortization. To address this, the government of Anguilla anticipates utilizing liquid assets and reserves to support the development of critical capital projects, including the transformative airport redevelopment, which will have a significant impact economically, socially, and financially, Madam Speaker. And while this approach is projected to result in a temporary worsening of the liquid assets reserves ratio, the government remains committed to maintaining compliance with the established benchmarks throughout the medium term. Madam Speaker, these projections reflect our deliberate strategy to balance fiscal responsibility with strategic investments in development that will drive long-term growth and prosperity for Anguilla. I'll now look at the 2025 budget strategy, progress for today, hope for generations, and acknowledge the presence of our former Permanent Secretary of Finance, Ms. Kathleen Rogers, and Mr. Rogers. Madam Speaker, the 2025 budget reflects this administration's unwavering commitment to fostering inclusive economic growth, ensuring fiscal sustainability, and investing in the well-being of our people. Grounded in the theme, Building the Anguillan Dream, Progress for Today, Hope for Generations, this budget aligns with the 2025-2027 Medium-Term Economic and Fiscal Plan and focuses on prioritizing investments that deliver tangible benefits to every Anguillan while maintaining fiscal discipline and reducing public debt. The 2025 budget embodies three core principles. One, people-centered development, investing in health, education, and social infrastructure to empower individuals and strengthen communities. Two, economic transformation, driving growth through diversification, innovative revenue generation, and strategic infrastructure projects. And three, resilience and sustainability, building a robust foundation to withstand economic, environmental, and social challenges. Madam Speaker, the 2025 budget is guided by 6 key policy priorities designed to address the pressing needs of today while building a strong foundation for Anguilla's future. At the heart of this budget is the commitment to boosting economic growth through strategic reforms in labor, immigration, and land use policies. And they used to say labor and immigration are boring, Minister.
Not at all.
These reforms aim to unlock opportunities for personal and commercial investment, while the continued diversification of our tourism sector will focus on ecotourism and cultural tourism, ensuring resilience and sustainability. Strategic marketing initiatives and the redevelopment of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport will enhance connectivity, drive economic activity, and solidify Anguilla as a premier global destination. Empowering young people remains a central priority of this administration, Madam Speaker. This budget invests in expanding learning opportunities through modernized education systems and technology, while also fostering creative industries and sports programs to unlock the potential of our youth. By providing pathways for personal growth and economic participation, we ensure that young Anguillians are not only prepared to lead, but also equipped to contribute meaningfully to our development as a small island developing state. Strengthening health systems is another cornerstone of this budget. We are committed to expanding access to specialized healthcare services, particularly in mental health, and improving healthcare infrastructure to deliver high-quality, inclusive care for all Anguillians. Preventive healthcare initiatives will also address long-term health challenges, fostering a healthier and more resilient population. This budget places a renewed emphasis on food security, with investment in agricultural infrastructure to boost local food production and reduce reliance on imports, supporting sustainable farming practices and promoting community-based nutrition initiatives will ensure that all Anguillian families have access to healthy, locally produced food, creating a resilient and sustainable food supply. Thank you. Revenue generation and fiscal sustainability remain critical priorities. Leveraging digital opportunities such as domain name registration and strengthening tax administration are key strategies for ensuring the sustainability of the revenue base. By promoting innovative partnerships, we aim to unlock new streams of income that will fund the programs and initiatives that matter most to our people. Finally, this budget underscores the importance of productive infrastructure. Allocations toward critical projects such as port development, road networks, and water systems will enhance service delivery and support long-term economic growth. Capital investments in transformative projects like the redevelopment of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport reflect our vision of a modern, efficient, and resilient Anguilla. These policy priorities, brought together under the theme, Building the Anguillian Dream, Progress for Today, Hope for Generations, are a testament to our commitment to create tangible, meaningful change in the lives of every Anguillian. By addressing immediate challenges while laying the groundwork for sustained progress, this budget reaffirms that progress cannot wait, and together we'll rise to meet the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. Thank you. unlocking potential, creating resilience. Madam Speaker, tourism is not just the lifeblood of our economy. It is a source of pride and opportunity for every Anguillian. This sector embodies the essence of unlocking potential, opening doors to growth, creativity, and prosperity. It also challenges us to build a more resilient future, one that ensures Anguilla remains a premier destination for generations to come. In 2024, we made remarkable strides, expanding into new areas such as dive tourism, heritage tourism, and community-based initiatives like voluntourism. These efforts are not just diversifying our tourism product, they are embedding sustainability, cultural appreciation, and community engagement in the heart of our strategy. Madam Speaker, we are setting a course for continued success. And through the implementation of the commercial recreational watercraft legislation, or jet skis in layman term, we are further diversifying our tourism offerings to attract new markets while ensuring environmental protection and safety. This initiative reflects our commitment to balancing innovation with sustainability. At the core of our vision is our people, because investing in their potential is the greatest investment in our tourism industry. By nurturing talent, preserving our heritage, and promoting responsible tourism practices, we are building a sector that thrives on inclusivity, empowerment, and respect for our environment. Madam Speaker, 2024 has been a record-breaking year for tourism arrivals, and Anguilla has been recognized Thank you. And Anguilla has been recognized time and time again as a destination of excellence. USA Today ranked our beaches the best in the Caribbean. Condé Nast Traveler readers voted Anguilla the #2 island in the Caribbean and Atlantic, affirming our claim to be the true #1 in the region. Travel and Leisure placed us #3 on its 2024 World's Best Awards list. And we earned the prestigious title of leading Caribbean culinary destination at the World Travel Awards. Madam Speaker, these accolades are not just acknowledgments of our success. They are hallmarks of our resilience. They tell the world that Anguilla is not only a place of untouched beauty and unmatched beauty, but a destination that invests in its people, its culture, and its future. As we look ahead, our focus remains on unlocking every opportunity within this critical sector and ensuring that Anguilla remains adaptive, innovative, and strong. This is how we create resilience and turn potential into lasting prosperity for all Anguillians. Madam Speaker, this government is unlocking Anguilla's potential through bold initiatives that foster resilience and create new revenue streams, ensuring progress today and hope for generations to come. In 2025, we will focus on leveraging innovative and sustainable opportunities in the digital economy. Key priorities include expanding access to the .ai domain, positioning Anguilla as a leader in digital services while attracting innovators and technology businesses from around the world, upgrading critical IT infrastructure to bolster cybersecurity and protect against emerging threats, safeguarding Anguilla's position in an increasingly digital world, and phased launch of the Digital Public Services Portal, streamlining government interactions, reducing administrative burdens, and increasing efficiency. Madam Speaker, these efforts are about building resilience and diversifying our economy. By capitalizing on Anguilla's unique position in the digital space, we are creating a future where innovation drives growth, empowers our people, and ensures long-term sustainability. Resilience also means ensuring that our energy systems are both sustainable and adaptable. In a world of rising energy costs and climate challenges, Anguilla must unlock the potential of renewable resources to create an energy system that is clean, reliable, and secure. So for 2025, this government is making bold investments to enhance energy infrastructure and foster resilience in this critical sector. By expanding renewable energy research and partnerships, driving innovation in clean energy solutions, with the right policies and investments, we could be on track to meet our energy needs by 2030. Introducing energy storage solutions, which will store surplus renewable energy for use during peak demand, ensuring stability, reliability, and independence from volatile fossil fuel markets. Launching energy efficiency programs, incentivizing households and businesses to adopt energy-saving technologies. By reducing energy consumption and lowering costs, we are creating a culture of conservation and sustainability. And I recognize, Madam Speaker, the chairman of the board of Anglec and other members who are in the gallery. Every step we take in transforming our energy systems builds the foundation for long-term economic growth and environmental security. And this is how we unlock the potential of our natural resources while building the resilience necessary to secure the Anguillan dream for generations to come. And building foundations, infrastructure for progress and prosperity. Madam Speaker, as we embark on the ambitious journey of sustainable infrastructure development, I am reminded of the powerful words of the former United Nations Secretary General, the late Kofi Annan, where he said, "To build a better world, we must have the courage to make bold decisions, to think long-term, and to act together." This budget, Madam Speaker, reflects that courage, that vision, and that commitment. It is about laying the foundations that would propel Anguilla into a future of prosperity, progress, and resilience. Through modern infrastructure and reliable utilities, we are constructing the backbone of Anguilla's economy and elevating the quality of life for all Anguillians. It is about making the bold decisions today that secure a brighter, more sustainable future for generations to come. Madam Speaker, at the heart of this government's vision for 2025 lies the transformative development of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport. This project is the cornerstone of building the Anguillan dream, progress for today, hope for generations. Air connectivity is more than a gateway to economic growth. It is the lifeline of our island's identity as a premier destination. The planned expansion and modernization of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport will increase our airport's capacity to accommodate larger aircraft and more frequent flights, directly connecting Anguilla to key global markets. Our state-of-the-art terminal building, which is due to be completed by the fall of 2025, will embody the warmth and quality of Anguillan hospitality, equipped with modern technologies to enhance passenger experiences and streamline operations. Madam Speaker, this is about delivering immediate benefits, creating jobs, attracting visitors, and stimulating our economy, while securing Anguilla's future as a competitive, accessible, and sustainable destination. It is time for Anguilla to take its rightful place as a leader in tourism and hospitality. Madam Speaker, we are forging ahead with the groundwater resource management plan to assess the sustainability, quality, and quantity of our aquifer. This is a critical step towards protecting one of our most valuable resources for generations to come. Madam Speaker, roads are the arteries of economic activity, and this budget dedicates $7 million EC dollars to the rehabilitation and development of Anguilla's road network. This represents a pivotal step forward in improving connectivity, ensuring safer travel, and fostering economic growth across the island. The road network links communities, supports commerce, and enhances access to essential services. For many years, deteriorating conditions and limited capacity have posed challenges to residents, businesses, and visitors alike. This ambitious rehabilitation program will address these issues head-on, targeting key areas in need of development and ensuring a modern, efficient, and sustainable network that meets the demands of a growing population and economy. Planning is already underway for the construction of 4 new roads in 2025. The North Hill Road, Phillips Drive, the road from the quarter to the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School Campus Q, and the Sandy Hill Beach Road. Madam Speaker, we are building on the successes that incorporate sustainable practices to ensure longevity, with an emphasis on quality concrete roads and designs that can withstand environmental challenges. The rehabilitation of Anguilla's road network will create better access and ensure that road users' expectations for a safe, reliable, and economically sustainable road network is met. We will continue to maintain our road assets with forward-thinking approach in our dedication to providing tangible progress for today and paving the way for a brighter future for all Anguillians. This is progress you can see and feel, Madam Speaker. It is tangible evidence of our commitment to building a brighter, more connected future for every Anguillian. Madam Speaker, efficient governance is the cornerstone of national progress. Yet, for far too long, our government operations have been scattered across outdated, inefficient buildings, straining both resources and productivity. This reality has delayed the seamless delivery of public services that our people deserve. This administration recognizes that the Anguillian dream cannot be realized without bold action to transform the way we govern and serve. So in 2025, we will take a transformative step towards this vision by investing $10 million to commence the construction of Anguilla's first centralized government administration complex. I see the public servants woke up, and the former permanent secretary said she left too soon. Madam Speaker, this is part of a $90 million project across 3 years. The first phase of the complex will comprise 2 modern 4-story buildings designed to house key government offices under one roof. This centralized hub will eliminate inefficiencies, reduce the significant costs associated with renting scattered spaces, and foster a culture of collaboration and innovation within the public sector. The design will incorporate smart technologies to improve service delivery and sustainable building practices to reduce environmental impact. This is governance that is both responsible and resilient. For the public, a centralized location means easier access to services, reduced frustration, and a streamlined experience. They didn't seem to want that, so they like waiting in line at IRD. I see the controller is here. For government, it means operational efficiencies and an environment that supports innovation and collaboration. The demolition of aging structures will mark the beginning of a new era, one that reflects the ambition and potential of Anguilla. This investment is about building a foundation for effective governance that serves the people of Anguilla with pride and purpose. It represents our commitment to transforming today's challenges into tomorrow's opportunities. Feeding the future, sustainable and resilient food systems. Madam Speaker, food security is about building resilient systems that ensure prosperity for future generations. Anguilla is uniquely positioned to transform not only its agricultural systems, but also its maritime resources to meet the challenges of tomorrow. In 2025, this government will implement bold initiatives to strengthen agricultural production, reduce reliance on imports, and unlock the untapped potential of our exclusive economic zone of 200 nautical miles to the north of Anguilla. Modernizing agriculture, thank you. With modernizing agriculture, equipping farmers and agricultural workers with advanced pest management tools and training to protect crops and livestock from emerging threats, supporting precision agricultural technologies that optimize water use, reduce waste, and enhance productivity, ensuring sustainable farming practices, and encouraging the establishment of a food innovation hub to connect farmers, researchers, and entrepreneurs in developing value-added agricultural products for local and export markets. For harnessing the blue economy. Madam Speaker, Anguilla's exclusive economic zone is an untapped treasure trove of opportunities. By harnessing our maritime potential, we will develop a marine spatial plan to ensure balanced and sustainable use of our waters, protecting marine ecosystems while fostering economic activity. Invest in marine research facilities and a modern fish processing plant to support our fishing industry, adding value to local catches while safeguarding biodiversity. Scale up aquaponics and seaweed farming, diversifying seafood production, enhancing food security, and exploring eco-friendly export opportunities, and launch an ocean renewable energy program exploring wave and tidal energy to complement our renewable energy goals and reduce dependency on fossil fuels. Madam Speaker, these initiatives reflect this government's commitment to responsible stewardship of both land and sea. By aligning food production with sustainable practices and unlocking the potential of our maritime resources, we are creating a food system and a blue economy that are both lucrative and sustainable. And certainly, we'll be doing our part to meet the CARICOM goals of 25 by 25. That is, reducing our food imports by 25% by 2025. We're not there yet, but we're working at it, Madam Speaker. Protecting our communities, upholding justice. Madam Speaker, there can be no progress, no dream of a better tomorrow without safety, fairness, and justice. And so we stand here today unwavering in our resolve to build a society where justice is not a privilege for the few, but the right of every single Anguillian. First, we are investing in the front line. We have further increased the complement of police officers because we understand that safety begins with a strong presence in our communities. These officers are protectors and partners in fostering trust and security. But our commitment doesn't stop there, Madam Speaker. We have also invested in establishing a joint emergency control center, a critical step towards improving coordination during crises. This center will serve as the nerve center, ensuring that we can respond swiftly and effectively to emergencies or threats to public safety. Resilience is key, Madam Speaker. This budget strengthens our response systems. The Joint Emergency Control Center combined with an expanded police force and community initiatives, ensures that we will not be caught off guard. Secondly, justice must be swift, fair, and preventative. Safety remains a priority, and this government understands that tackling the root causes of violence is as important as addressing its symptoms. This budget provides additional funds to the Ministry of Social Development for violence prevention initiatives that confront these issues head-on. Funding will support community-based programs that foster conflict resolution and create pathways away from violence. We are enhancing resources to strengthen partnerships with schools, churches, and civic organizations, building a culture of peace from the ground up. And we are moving forward boldly with the introduction of an electronic monitoring system, a vital tool to strengthen oversight and accountability in our law enforcement and judicial process. This system will enhance security while promoting rehabilitation and reintegration, ensuring that those who seek a second chance can take it responsibly. Madam Speaker, justice must be accessible to all. We know the pain of delayed justice, the stories of those waiting years for their day in court. This year, we are investing in a new transcription system for the courts, a crucial step in ensuring that court proceedings are recorded efficiently and accurately. This technology will significantly improve case management, helping to reduce delays and deliver justice more swiftly. But justice is not just about speed, it's about fairness. And that's why this budget maintains funding in the court's budget for public assistance through legal aid, ensuring that those who cannot afford a lawyer still have access to legal representation. Additionally, we are prioritizing resources for those seeking rehabilitation because everyone deserves this chance to right their wrongs, reclaim their lives, and contribute meaningfully to society. Lastly, Madam Speaker, we must ensure that the systems supporting justice delivery are strong and resilient. The Attorney General's Chambers plays a pivotal role in upholding the rule of law and defending the public interest. And with the increasing demands of litigation and the complexities of legal matters facing government, recently we have prioritized the expansion of the staff complement in the Attorney General's Chambers. This investment ensures that the legal arm of governments remain equipped to provide timely, expert legal advice, manage litigation effectively, and uphold the integrity of our institutions. The added resources will bolster the Chamber's capacity to handle the rising volume of cases, ensuring that the government is well represented and that justice is delivered efficiently. Moreover, this expansion strengthens the foundational support required to draft legislation, review contracts, and provide guidance on public policy, all essential for Anguilla's progress. And so I say with conviction, we are not just protecting our communities, we are building them. We are not just upholding justice, we are advancing it. Together, we will create an Anguilla where safety, fairness, and hope are not dreams, but guarantees. Investing in our future, enriching our present. Madam Speaker, this budget is rooted in a simple yet powerful truth. The Anguillan dream is not just for tomorrow, it is also for today. The theme, Building the Anguillan Dream, Progress for Today, Hope for Generations, reminds us that every investment we make must lift our people now while paving the way for a brighter future. This is about creating opportunities, strengthening our systems, and ensuring that no one, young or old, is left behind. This is a budget of action, transformation, and empowerment. Madam Speaker, our young people are not just the leaders of tomorrow. They are the architects of today. And if we do not invest in them now, how can we expect to reap the benefits of their brilliance in the future? This budget makes bold investments in education. We are expanding opportunities in technical and vocational training to equip young Anguillians with the skills to thrive in emerging industries. No young person will be left behind because we fail to prepare them for the changing world. And Madam Speaker, the labor market survey shows that there are lots of skills needed in Anguilla now, and that's why we have to import foreign labor. We want to make sure that we upskill Anguillians to take those jobs, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in this digital age, technology is a great equalizer. And that is why we are transforming our classrooms into hubs of innovation and progress. Through Project Inspire, the education management system, and the e-learning platform, we are putting the tools of the future into the hands of our children today. This is about building confidence, curiosity, and competence in every child. But education is not just about textbooks and tests. It is about building life skills. Through the My First Nest Egg financial literacy program, we are teaching our primary school children the essentials of budgeting, saving, and investing. Imagine a future where every Anguillian child grows up financially empowered, confident in their ability to build wealth and take charge of their financial future. Madam Speaker, our people are brimming with ideas, ambition, and creativity. This government is ensuring that they have the tools to succeed. Through the Innovate Anguilla Business Incubator, we are giving entrepreneurs the mentorship, funding, and resources to turn their dreams into businesses that create jobs and drive growth. We are not just talking about economic empowerment, we are delivering it, Madam Speaker. In the first quarter of 2025, my ministry will collaborate closely with the Anguilla Development Board to design and implement a robust support program tailored to the needs of micro and small businesses. This initiative will provide a combination of grants and loan funding, offering a balanced approach to empowering entrepreneurs, fostering innovation, and driving economic growth. The program aims to address the unique challenges faced by smaller enterprises, ensuring they have access to the financial resources needed to start, sustain, and expand their operations. Through this mix of funding options, we'll support businesses in enhancing their capacity, improving competitiveness, and contributing to job creation across various sectors. This initiative underscores our commitment to nurturing a dynamic entrepreneurial ecosystem that drives Anguilla's economy forward while creating opportunities for all. By providing targeted support to micro and small businesses, we are investing in the backbone of our economy and ensuring inclusive, sustainable progress. Madam Speaker, our identity is rooted in our sports and culture, and this government is determined to protect and promote both. This budget invests in the construction and refurbishment of sports facilities, creating safe, modern spaces where our athletes can shine locally and internationally. Yes. Let's support our athletes, our young people. These facilities will not only support recreation and fitness, but also foster community pride and unity. Madam Speaker, culture is the soul of our island. It tells the world who we are. And this is why we are investing in our creative industries through grants and mentorship programs for artists, musicians, and cultural entrepreneurs. And in November 2025, Anguilla will host the Global Music Tourism Convention, an opportunity to showcase our talent and creativity and solidify Anguilla as a hub for cultural tourism. Madam Speaker, festivals are not just events. They are lifelines for our spirit and culture. This budget provisions for the establishment of a Festivals Commission to professionalize and elevate these celebrations, ensuring they are sustainable and impactful for years to come. And let us not forget, Madam Speaker, that preserving our history is preserving our legacy. Work continues on the National Museum, which will serve as a living monument to our culture, history, and heritage. That is located at Crocus Hill, Madam Speaker. And finally, the revitalization of the Lansing Bowl Cultural Center will provide a modern venue for performances, exhibitions, and gatherings. This is about giving our people and our artists a platform, a space to tell their stories, showcase their talents, and celebrate the Anguillan spirit. Madam Speaker, we believe in our youth, our culture, and our people. We believe in the Anguillan dream, and through these investments, we are making that dream real for today and for generations to come. Caring for our people, building a healthier Anguilla. Madam Speaker, Mahatma Gandhi wisely said, "It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver." Today, I echo these words with an unwavering commitment to ensuring that every Anguillan has access to a healthcare system that uplifts, empowers, and supports their well-being. Caring for our people is the foundation of the Anguillan dream. In 2024, we made bold strides to strengthen the backbone of our healthcare system. The reintegration of healthcare under central government through the Department of Health Services Act marked a pivotal shift, centralizing oversight, improving efficiency, and ensuring that every dollar invested in healthcare directly benefits our people. Since this transition, we have institutionalized clinical risk management practices, reintroduced patient experience surveys, and enhanced infection prevention programs. At the Princess Alexandra Hospital, the establishment of a triage area has significantly reduced waiting times, providing prompt, efficient, and patient-centered care. Building on this foundation, we have strategically invested in infrastructure and technology to modernize our healthcare system. This year, the procurement of an uninterrupted power supply, UPS, for our MRI machine has safeguarded critical diagnostic services during power outages. Moreover, with $250,000 allocated for the installation of a centralized medical oxygen system, we will not only enhance patient care, but also achieve up to 70% in cost savings. Thank you. Work is underway to operationalize the morgue, reflecting our commitment to handling forensic cases with dignity and respect. Madam Speaker, our technological advancements, such as the creation of a hypertension registry integrated with the electronic medical record system, allows us to address one of Anguilla's most pressing public health challenges, chronic diseases. This registry provides real-time data for targeted interventions, saving lives and reducing the economic burden of untreated illnesses. Madam Speaker, equity and accessibility are at the heart of our reforms. The Senior Shield program, launched in 2023, has already provided financial relief to over 700 seniors, investing heavily in their health and dignity. Thank you. And Madam Speaker, I'm proud to announce that almost 1,100 seniors are registered with Senior Shield. Inspired by this success, 2025 will see the launch of the Junior Shield program, offering free health care to children under 5. This is a vital step in ensuring that our youngest and most vulnerable are protected. Community-driven initiatives like the Move Your Body, Fit to Fet campaign are also fostering a culture of physical activity and wellness, promoting prevention and mental health awareness across Anguilla. Our healthcare professionals are the backbone of this transformation. For the first time in over a decade, the position of Chief Nursing Officer has been advertised, reaffirming our commitment to leadership and excellence in nursing. And this will allow a nursing council to be set up so that our nurses can be accredited, Madam Speaker. We continue to prioritize professional development with in-house training and scholarships, ensuring our workforce is equipped with essential skills such as the basic life support and advanced cardiac life support, delivering world-class care to our people. And at this time, Madam Speaker, on island we have the team that is here to continue training, which they do every 2 years. Over 22 persons here to train our healthcare professionals. And we should give them a round of applause. Thank you. Madam Speaker, public health does not stop at the hospital doors. Effective waste management is critical to safeguarding both the environment and public health. By increasing waste collection zones from 4 to 6 and expanding waste bin capacity, we are tackling the risks posed by bulky waste and derelict vehicles, improving sanitation for both residents and visitors. The Department of Health Protection is being equipped with the tools and training necessary to strengthen laboratory capabilities, enhance food safety standards, and ensure quality assurance in trade, supporting both public health and economic growth. And Madam Speaker, I'd like to acknowledge the Anguilla Enhancement Project for the work they're doing in cleaning up Anguilla, enhancing Anguilla's beauty, but also in leading on removing derelict vehicles, which are mosquito breeding sites, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the proposed 2025 budget embodies a proactive and I also wanted to say that Island Harbor won the best village, Madam Speaker, but and the Dolphin is leaving West End, so I know that the member for District 7 is not happy at this time. But just like the UFO wins all the boat races, you know. I hate to boast, Madam Speaker, but Madam Speaker, the proposed 2025 budget embodies a proactive and progressive approach to addressing the evolving needs of our healthcare system. It prioritizes the enhancement procurement of pharmaceuticals, laboratory equipment, and medical supplies to ensure timely and effective care. We are expanding specialized services such as orthopedics to reduce reliance on overseas referrals while strengthening primary health care and health promotion initiatives to emphasize prevention and early intervention. Additionally, we are broadening psychiatry services with a community-centered focus, ensuring greater accessibility and support for mental health. Continued investment in health information systems will further enhance patient outcomes and enable data-driven program evaluation, reinforcing our commitment to building a healthcare system that meets the needs of every Anguillan. It seems that I speak it into the atmosphere, and it happens, Madam Speaker, because entering, we have Dr. Doreen and Mr. James Vines, who are members of the team that is here for the emergency training with the healthcare professionals. Welcome. Dr. Vines is related to Anguilla, so. Madam Speaker, our journey to a healthier Anguilla is not just about systems and structures. It is about our people. It is about creating a healthcare system that reflects the values of care, equity, and resilience. Together, with unwavering determination, we can transform challenges into opportunities and lay the foundation for a future where every Anguillan thrives. Health is our greatest wealth, and together we will build a healthier, stronger Anguilla. Thank you. Modernizing public administration, a foundation for excellence. Madam Speaker, in our commitment to modernizing the Anguilla Public Service and enhancing efficiency, we are taking bold steps to transform how government operates. Central to this effort is the digitization of documents, a foundational step towards broader digitalization of public administration. By converting paper-based records into secure, easily accessible digital formats, we will reduce administrative burdens, lower operational costs, and streamline information management. Madam Speaker, the Government of Anguilla, through the Governor's Office and with support from the UK government, is fully committed to creating an efficient, responsive, and modern public sector. To support this, a public sector reform advisor is engaged to assist ministries and departments in identifying and implementing reforms that align with the government's strategic priorities. This comprehensive review and reform of the public sector operations aim to foster innovation, renewal, and transformation, laying the groundwork for continuous positive development of public services in Anguilla. Madam Speaker, in the upcoming year, we will embark on a public sector compensation and job classification review supported by a regional consultant. And I'd like to say here that the consultant has been chosen or got through the procurement process, Madam Speaker, so this is happening as we speak. This initiative aims to address remuneration disparities, enhance our ability to attract and retain skilled public officers, and foster a culture of excellence in service delivery across the public sector. To ensure readiness for the outcomes of this critical exercise, we have proactively allocated funding within the restricted expenditure account of the Ministry of Finance for potential salary adjustments. Importantly, these adjustments have been carefully factored into our long-term fiscal planning, ensuring that we balance fairness to our hardworking civil servants with the government's broader commitment to fiscal responsibility. Madam Speaker, this provision underscores our dedication to a public service that is well compensated, motivated, and fully equipped to meet the evolving needs of our people. We recognize that education is the cornerstone of national development. Civil servants continue to benefit from training opportunities through the University of the West Indies Global Campus Anguilla and the Anguilla Community College, with both short and long-term programs approved for 2024-2025. We're also expanding the availability of scholarships to ensure that more Anguillians, particularly those in specialized fields critical to our development, have access to higher education and professional training. These scholarships are a direct investment in our island's future. By enabling more of our people to pursue advanced studies, we are equipping them with the tools to return home and contribute meaningfully to the growth and progress of Anguilla. This initiative is not just about education. It is about empowerment and creating opportunities for every Anguillian to succeed. Managing resources responsibly, planning the future. Madam Speaker, managing resources responsibly is a moral obligation to the people of Anguilla. Our responsibility today is to chart a course that ensures stability now and resilience for generations to come. With this budget, and guided by the MTEF, we are taking deliberate steps to strengthen our financial systems and build a future that stands on a foundation of fiscal discipline, innovation, and resilience. Madam Speaker, revenue is the lifeblood of any government. It powers our schools, hospitals, and clinics, secures our communities, and builds our infrastructure. But we cannot rely on the old ways. We must innovate. And that is why we are strengthening tax administration through modern digital systems, such as the multi-tax solution, MTS, which will enhance efficiency, reduce errors, and streamline compliance for all. Our revenue collecting agencies play a pivotal role in ensuring that Anguilla can deliver on the vision of building the Anguillan dream, progress for today, hope for generations. In 2025, the Inland Revenue Department, IRD, will drive key initiatives to enhance efficiency, equity, and resilience in revenue collection. Efforts in auditing, enforcement, and risk management will be intensified to secure revenues that support vital national priorities while ensuring fairness and transparency in the system. Madam Speaker, the .ai domain has emerged as a transformative asset for Anguilla, and we should thank God for that. Thank you. There are projected revenues of 132 million EC dollars in 2025. Beyond its financial contribution, this government is committed to maximizing the potential of this asset, ensuring its effective management while leveraging the global attention it generates to explore other avenues in the digital sector. By creating an ecosystem that fosters tech innovation, we are opening doors to partnerships, investments, and new revenue streams that diversify our economy and ensure resilience for the future. This is about turning opportunity into sustained prosperity for all our people. Madam Speaker, this government's fiscal strategy is clear. We are focusing on paying down public debt while making critical investments in education, infrastructure, and social services. History has shown us the dangers of poor financial management. Debt is a burden on the backs of every Anguillan, yet this administration has not only reduced it, but set a course for sustainable growth. Thank you. And to those who advocate returning to the old ways, I say, fiscal responsibility is not optional. It is essential to safeguarding Anguilla's future. By embracing prudent financial management, we are maintaining the reserves necessary to weather any economic storm. Planning for the future demands bold action today, and that is why in 2025, we are seeking to establish the Anguilla National Wealth Fund, a strategic initiative that channels surpluses into development projects and economic safeguards. You should applaud that. This is prudent use of the public purse. This is where we take reserves and we put them into a national wealth fund that is a strategic initiative that will help with development projects, with new infrastructure projects, with social programs and economic safeguards. This fund will not only protect us during downturns, but also fuel transformative infrastructure investments that will carry this island forward. We are also managing risks with precision. We are creating a safety net that will ensure Anguilla bounces back from any challenge quickly. This will also ensure that we are the gems of the Caribbean and not the beggars of the Caribbean. Madam Speaker, ease of business and transparency in public spending remains central to this government's commitment to progress. In 2025, we are advancing revised procurement legislation that will pave the way for the implementation of an e-procurement system, a transformative platform designed to modernize how government conducts business. This system will simplify procurement processes, expand market options, and provide greater opportunities for local businesses to participate in government contracts. By streamlining bid submissions, improving reporting, and enhancing access to opportunities, the e-procurement system will empower Anguillians and foster a more inclusive and competitive environment. Madam Speaker, transparency is not optional. It is essential. The new system will strengthen accountability by making procurement outcomes publicly accessible, instilling confidence in how public funds are managed. Thank you. And recognizing the increasing demands on the procurement office, this budget also doubles its staff complement, equipping it to manage increasing demands for procurement for ministries, statutory bodies, and government agencies effectively. Madam Speaker, these initiatives mark a significant step forward in modernizing public services, fostering economic inclusivity, and building a brighter future for all Anguillians. Madam Speaker, accountability is the cornerstone of responsible governance, and this government remains steadfast in ensuring that every dollar entrusted to us is used transparently, efficiently, and in the best interest of the people of Anguilla. Thank you. Oversight is not a bureaucratic exercise. It is a promise to the people that their resources are being managed with integrity and vision. And Madam Speaker, you remember when we came into this honorable House, we said that we'd govern by accountability, transparency, and good governance. And that's where we still are, Madam Speaker. In 2025, we are reinforcing this through enhanced support and training for internal audit, ensuring it has the capacity to conduct rigorous assessments of government operations and provide recommendations for greater efficiency and effectiveness. We are also looking at additional consultancy services to provide targeted technical support to the Public Accounts Committee, the PAC. This will strengthen the PAC's ability to scrutinize public expenditures with greater depth and precision, ensuring that every dollar spent reflects the values of transparency, equity, and responsibility. I thought the Leader of the Opposition, who's the chair of that committee, would have applauded. Thank you. We are all inclusive. We try to cover everyone. Madam Speaker, these measures are about ensuring that our public institutions remain accountable to the people, building confidence in governance, and safeguarding Anguilla's financial future. We are managing resources with responsibility, resilience, and vision, ensuring progress for today and hope for generations. Key figures, the 2025 budget snapshot. Madam Speaker, honorable members, and my fellow Anguillians, let us now turn to the numbers and the foundation of our mission to deliver progress for today, hope for generations. These numbers represent not just income and expenditure, but the choices we are making to empower our people, strengthen our economy, and secure a better future for all. This is a budget shaped by purpose, grounded in values, and driven by the conviction that progress must be inclusive and impactful. For the fiscal year 2025, the Ministry of Finance anticipates total revenue of $526.35 million EC dollars. Wow, silence. I'll remind you that last year it was $404 million, this year $526.35 million. Thank you. With recurrent revenue contributing the majority at $525.83 million. This includes $335.54 million from tax revenue and $190.29 million from non-tax revenue, underscoring Anguilla's economic resilience and adaptability in meeting the evolving needs of its people. The key revenue breakdowns. 1, taxes on income, profits, and capital gains. This category, which includes the bank deposit levy and the Anguilla gross revenue tax, is projected to generate $7.24 million. Taxes on payroll and workforce. Driven by the universal social levy, this segment is expected to contribute $26.5 million. Taxes on goods and services, anchored by the Goods and Services Tax, GST, which remains the cornerstone of revenue generation. This category is forecasted at $226.7 million. Taxes on international trade and transactions, primarily fueled by customs duties, this sector is projected to bring in $67.56 million. Madam Speaker, these figures reflect our ongoing commitment to fostering a robust, dynamic economy capable of generating the resources needed to drive national development and deliver meaningful progress for Anguillians. This strong revenue outlook is further supported by our continued efforts to improve tax efficiency and innovate through untapped resources. By leveraging the .ai domain, a globally valuable digital asset, we are creating a stronger management framework to generate sustained and increased revenue streams. This initiative not only diversifies our revenue base, but also positions Anguilla as a forward-thinking economy in the digital age. But, Madam Speaker, we are acutely aware of the pressures our people face with the rising cost of living. And that is why this administration has made carefully considered adjustments to our tax policies to provide targeted relief where it matters most. We are essentially removing the GST from food items to alleviate the burden on households. Thank you. And this will ensure that every Anguillan family has greater access to affordable nutrition. Additionally, we are reforming the bulk petroleum levy to ease the impact of fluctuating fuel prices, which affect everything from transportation to energy costs. These adjustments demonstrate that while we are committed to maintaining strong revenue performance, we are equally committed to ensuring that our fiscal policies reflect compassion and understanding of the realities faced by our people. For the fiscal year 2025, we anticipate capital revenue of $0.525 million secured through the European Union EDF 11 regional program, RESIMBID. The RESIMBID program has been a catalyst for advancement in key areas, and we deeply value our partnership with the European Union. However, that is the last we'll get from that because of Brexit. This collaboration underscores Anguilla's ability to forge strong global relationships and leverage them for the direct benefit of our people. As we implement these projects, we remain steadfast in our commitment to maximizing the impact of these funds. By aligning investments with national priorities and upholding the highest standards of transparency and accountability, we will ensure that every dollar contributes to meaningful progress. Our recurrent expenditure for 2025 is projected at $355.44 million, reflecting our commitment to delivering essential services while maintaining fiscal responsibility. The key allocations include $145.63 million for employee compensation, $107.27 million for goods and services, and $29.6 million for grants and contributions. Additional provisions are made for retiring benefits, interest payments, social services, and other essential expenses. We anticipate a substantial recurrent surplus of approximately $170.39 million, which will serve as a vital foundation for supporting our ambitious capital investment program aimed at driving sustainable growth and progress across Anguilla. Thank you. The total capital expenditure for 2025 is projected at $191 million EC dollars, reflecting this government's commitment to transformative development. Key investments include $129 million EC dollars to commence the next phase of the airport development, $15 million for the construction and outfitting of a technical block at the Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School, and $10 million to initiate the development of the Central Government Office Complex. Our total amortization is estimated at $39.63 million allocated between domestic and foreign debt obligations. The overall balance for 2025 is anticipated to reflect a deficit of $59.72 million, inclusive of amortization. To support the expenditure, we anticipate the need to draw down approximately 25 million EC dollars from reserves, ensuring that we maintain critical investments while preserving fiscal resilience. The budget allocations for 2025 are outlined as follows. In the Ministry of Finance and Health, the Ministry of Finance and Health has been allocated $169.60 million in the 2025 budget, comprising $164.70 million for recurrent expenditure and $4.9 million for capital expenditure. The recurrent expenditure allocation represents 46.33% of the recurrent budget and an 18.8% increase from the prior year. This significant increase is primarily driven by the central allocation of contingency funds to support potential salary adjustments following the outcomes of the public sector compensation and job classification review. Growth is also driven by allocations for the Department of Health Services. The key areas of new expenditure. This allocation prioritizes enhancements in healthcare services, increased staff complement for customs operations, and increased funding for waste management, reflecting the government's commitment to meeting critical needs and enhancing public services. New and expanded healthcare services include orthopedic services, psychiatric care, an additional anesthesiologist, an additional pediatrician, additional obstetrician gynecologist, additional nurses, and operationalization of the morgue services, and expanded dental services. Of the total capital allocation, 4.5 million EC dollars is dedicated to health services development to ensure essential and quality patient care. This funding will support the procurement of new or replacement equipment, counterpart financing for healthcare developments, and infrastructure enhancements. Key projects include MRI waiting room and furniture, fixtures, and equipment, the morgue equipment, establishment of triage services, grounding protection systems, equipment for the neonatal intensive care unit, the NICU, UPS critical branch of $256,000 EC dollars, fiber upgrade of $272,000, relocation of the incinerator, $164,000, expansion of central sterilizing department, $400,000, equipment for the operating theater, a C-arm and laparoscopic tower with scopes, $690,000, and planning for a hyperbaric chamber, $1.4 million to support dive tourism. This allocation underscores the government's commitment to strengthening healthcare systems, modernizing public services, and ensuring resilience and efficiency in addressing the needs of Anguillians. The investments reflect a forward-looking approach to building a healthier, more sustainable future for all. The Ministry of Social Development and Education. The Ministry of Social Development and Education has been allocated $94.08 million in the 2025 budget, comprising $72.28 million for recurrent expenditure and $21.18 million for capital expenditure. The recurrent allocation represents 20.34% of the recurrent budget and reflects a 5.9% increase from the prior year. The key areas of capital expenditure: Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School, allocation of $15 million, multi-year $5 million in 2026, and this is for the technical block at Campus Q, including specialized facilities for agricultural science, metalwork, woodwork, construction, and auto mechanics. Also featuring a greenhouse, poultry enclosure, a teacher center, and a pilot solar installation to integrate sustainability into the curriculum. Minor education projects, allocation of $800,000, will focus on school security and upgrades. Sports development, $700,000, focus on counterpart funding to complete key sports projects, the Blowing Point basketball court, parking and drainage improvements, and the athletics track development, sewage treatment plant, drainage, and changing rooms. Zenada Haven Residential Facility, allocation of $2.2 million, construction of a purpose-built juvenile rehabilitation facility replacing the current ill-equipped center, which will be demolished to accommodate airport expansion. Offender electronic monitoring system, $150,000 as a pilot project to implement an electronic monitoring system for offender rehabilitation and supervision, supported by enabling legislation. And a capital development fund for the Vivian Vanderpool School project, allocation of $2.3 million for the continuing construction of 2 classrooms and a computer laboratory funded in partnership with private donors, and a second classroom which is already underway. The updated design includes additional classrooms, administrative offices, and facilities for future expansion. I know the people from Island Harbor should be applauding for that. And in the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Ministry of Infrastructure has been allocated $199.87 million in the 2025 budget, comprising $43.92 million for recurrent expenditure and $155.95 million for capital expenditure. The recurrent allocation represents 12.36% of the recurrent budget and a 4.9% increase from the prior year. The key areas of capital expenditure: airport development at the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport, allocation $129 million in 2025 as part of a multi-year $473 million project for construction of a new terminal building and expansion of the runway and apron. This transformative project will enhance Anguilla's connectivity and tourism potential. Government office accommodation, allocation of $10 million EC dollars in 2025 as part of a $90 million EC dollar multi-year funding for the construction of the first 2 of 4 four-story buildings to centralize government services, improve efficiency, reduce rental costs currently at $3.1 million annually, and alleviate overcrowding in departments. Energy-efficient designs will ensure sustainability and improved security and accessibility. Water development, allocation of $4 million EC dollars in 2025 as part of a $16 million phase funding for replacement of the water distribution network, reduction of non-revenue water losses, smart meter installation, leak repairs, and billing system upgrades. This will be co-financed by the UK government to enhance water reliability and sustainability. Thank you. Vehicle acquisition, allocation of $2 million EC dollars for the phased replacement of vehicles, including electric vehicles and supporting infrastructure, expanding the government fleet, and acquiring vehicles for the Royal Anguilla Police Force and school buses. Road development, allocation of $7 million as part of a $33 million multi-year funding that focus on ongoing road construction projects, including the North Hill Road, Sandy Hill Beach Road, the Keys Village Road. These improvements will enhance connectivity, safety, and economic activity across the island. Sustainable Energy Program, EU resembled allocation of $1.8 million EC dollars, which is grant funded. And this is for renewable energy initiatives, including retrofitting government buildings, electric vehicle pilots, EV charging stations, and an upgraded national energy policy to reduce Anguilla's carbon footprint by 2030. This ambitious allocation reflects the government's commitment to modernizing infrastructure, improving disaster resilience, enhancing public services, and advancing sustainable development. These investments are not only addressing immediate priorities, but also laying the groundwork for a more connected, secure, and sustainable future for Anguilla. There's also increased allocations to the Anguilla Fire and Rescue Service to support staffing enhancements, ensuring continued compliance with regulatory requirements for airport operations. Additionally, key staffing needs within the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Department of Infrastructure have been prioritized to strengthen their capacity to deliver on critical programs and regulatory requirements. The Ministry of Sustainability, Innovation, and the Environment. The Ministry of Sustainability, Innovation, and the Environment has been allocated $23.22 million in the 2025 budget, comprising $18.62 million for recurrent expenditure and $4.6 million for capital expenditure. The recurrent allocation represents 5% of the recurrent budget and a 12.9% increase from the prior year. The key areas of investment. A core pillar of this ministry's strategy is digital transformation, with significant enhancements to the Department of Information Technology and E-Services, DITES, to strengthen technology infrastructure and applications. Specific allocations include $80,000 for network penetration testing, $330,000 for managed security services and network monitoring tools, $80,000 for maintenance services for e-procurement. The capital expenditure includes $2 million for the development of agriculture and fisheries to bolster food security through strategic interventions, a fish processing plant, retrofit of an existing facility to enable operations at an estimated cost of $700,000. This will strengthen local food supply chains, reduce import dependency, and create jobs within the community. Food production, crop pest management, and animal husbandry. Investment of $1.2 million for training and implementation to improve pest management practices and enhance livestock quality. These initiatives will protect crop yields, improve food safety standards, and ensure a resilient food supply for Anguillians. The ministry's focus on agriculture and fisheries development also includes support for high-tech and low-tech crop production methods, facilitation of local egg production, and improvements to health and safety standards. These measures are designed to promote sustainability, reduce dependency on imports, and create a reliable, locally driven food system. This allocation demonstrates our commitment to innovation, sustainability, and resilience, ensuring progress for today and food security for generations to come. The Ministry of Home Affairs. The Ministry of Home Affairs has been allocated $14.81 million in the 2025 budget, comprising $11.31 million in recurrent expenditure and $3.5 million in capital expenditure. The recurrent allocation represents 4.17% of the recurrent budget and a 13.7% increase from the prior year. Key highlights of this allocation include a significant increase in the complement of immigration officers, with 10 additional officers to strengthen immigration services. The $3.5 million in capital expenditure is allocated for ongoing and historic land acquisition, ensuring that critical projects are adequately resourced. Portfolio of the Governor. The portfolio of the Governor has been allocated $45.49 million in the 2025 budget, with $44.61 million for recurrent expenditure and $0.875 million for capital expenditure. The recurrent allocation represents 12.55% of the recurrent budget and a 16.5% increase from the prior year. Key highlights of this allocation include a significant increase in personnel for the Royal Anguilla Police Force, with the addition of 8 constables and 3 sergeants to enhance security operations and ensure the effective fulfillment of their mandate. An increase of $1.7 million in the training budget for scholarships under public administration, supporting the development of a skilled and capable workforce. The $0.875 million in capital expenditure is directed toward critical initiatives, including the ongoing implementation of the CCTV surveillance system to enhance security across the island. Thank you. Ongoing establishment of the Joint Emergency Control Center to improve coordination during crises, and development of a vocational training workshop at the prison aimed at rehabilitation and skills development for inmates. This allocation underscores commitment to strengthening national security, fostering talent development, and promoting long-term societal resilience. Madam Speaker, there has been some commentary about the growth in expenditure reflected in this budget. Yes, this is a bold budget, but it's not about extravagance. It is about necessity. For decades, Anguilla has underinvested in infrastructure. And this moment is our opportunity to catch up and to build a foundation for the future. While recurrent expenditure remains controlled, expanded capital investments have become non-negotiable. Imagine this: a family living in a home with a leaky roof and a faltering foundation. Do they just patch it up year after year, or do they finally make the decision to rebuild, ensuring a safe and secure home for generations? Madam Speaker, we face this choice today. We cannot delay the investment needed to secure Anguilla's prosperity. Every dollar we spend is a dollar invested in our people, our resilience, and our ability to thrive with no new taxes, Madam Speaker. But, Madam Speaker, these numbers are only part of the story. The true measure of this budget will be found in the progress we deliver to our people. It will be found in the opportunities we create for our youth, the resilience we build into our economy, the infrastructure we improve, and the lives we change. This budget is not just about what we will do. It is about who we are as a people. It is about a government that believes in the Anguillan dream and is prepared to work tirelessly to make it a reality. Together we will ensure progress for today and hope for generations. Together we will build a stronger, fairer, and more prosperous Anguilla. Madam Speaker, esteemed members of this honorable House, members of the gallery, dressed in such a beautiful sea of blue, fellow Anguillians, as I conclude, I recall the budgets and themes of prior years. I am heartened by the progress and success of Anguilla and the accomplishments of this APM administration. The 2021 budget, Restoring Anguilla's Economy Innovatively and Sustainably, implemented a change agenda through bold strategies and policies. We inherited a distressed economy, which was the product of interplay between endogenous and exogenous shocks, deferred policymaking, and a lack of financial responsibility. The shocks were compounded by inattention to the inherent weaknesses and structural challenges in Anguilla's economy by the former AUF administration. And Madam Speaker, as stated earlier, the government of Anguilla is required to maintain public debt levels within 3 stipulated borrowing limits, as outlined in the Framework for Fiscal Sustainability and Development. The net debt ratio should not exceed 80% of recurrent revenue. The debt service ratio should not exceed 10%. The liquid assets or reserves should be 25% on 90 days of recurrent expenditure. Needless to say, in 2020, due to the level of debt, the government of Anguilla was not in compliance with any of the 3 borrowing limits. Madam Speaker, debt was $494.82 million EC dollars. The net debt ratio, which should have been 80%, was 274.53%. The debt service ratio, which should have been 10%, was 28.64%. And the liquid assets and reserves at that time, Madam Speaker, was 0.21% or 1 day of the recurrent expenditure. By the end of 2020, Madam Speaker, the debt was $476.93 million. The net debt ratio was down to 202.08%, and the debt service ratio 21.87%. Liquid reserves assets still remained at 0.23% or 1 day. And then in 2022, the budget, Advancing Through Adversity, Restoring Prosperity, required developing an increased appetite for risk and opening the hospitality sector in an informed, safe, and reliable manner. It was the policies and actions of this administration that gave investors, hotel and villa owners, and restaurant owners the confidence to reopen, and that brought increased airlift, including direct flights from the United States mainland by American Airlines. Madam Speaker, I stated back then and I state now, we must not repeat the mistakes of the past, allowing Anguilla to decay from passivity and negligence, kicking the can down the road, or heaping up debt on the next generation. This APM administration is here to get the job done, to make the difficult decisions, and to take decisive actions. To take decisive actions to restore prosperity to Anguilla. At the end of 2021, the debt was down to $447.73 million. The net debt ratio, 164.4%, and the debt service ratio, 18.37%. Liquid assets, reserves, 0.2%, 0.26%, or 1 day. But you see the debt is coming down, Madam Speaker. The 2023 budget was themed Anguilla Reimagined, economically resilient, socially inclusive, and fiscally responsible. The budget was committed to economic resilience, the ability to cope with and recover quickly from a shock. Socially inclusive, ensuring that all Anguillians have the opportunities and resources necessary to participate fully in the economy and enjoy a standard of living and well-being that is considered normal. Fiscal responsibility, making the difficult decisions and taking decisive action to implement comprehensive reforms that put our finances on a sustainable trajectory. This administration is committed to social inclusion, upward mobility, and being fiscally responsible. It is high time that we cease heaping millstones of debt around the necks of our future generations. We must cease sacrificing the standard of living for our children and their children. We must prudently handle prosperity. Which administration do you think can do that best? Check the record. At the end of 2022, debt was $409.85 million. Net debt ratio, 100.95%. The debt service ratio, 15.05%. Liquid assets reserves, 26.47% on 95 days of recurrent expenditure. The 2024 budget was themed Anguilla's Blueprint, harnessing technology, empowering tomorrow's leaders, and building the future. This budget encouraged integrating technology into the fabric of society, commitment to nurturing and empowering our young people, and building sustainable infrastructure to power future prosperity. This was a departure from decades of inaction to progress and turned promises into reality. This supported unlocking full potential to positive economic transformation. This budget translated into a brighter future for Anguilla, a technologically advanced and resilient society, a prosperous Anguilla for all. And at the end of 2023, debt was $371.03 million. The net debt ratio was 46.11%. The debt service ratio was 12.64%, and the liquid assets or reserves was 74.54%, or 268.34 days of recurrent expenditure. And that translated, Madam Speaker, to $179.8 million in reserves. Member reserves was $500,000 in June of 2020. This 2025 budget, Building the Anguillian Dream, Progress for Today, Hope for Generations, is more than a fiscal plan. It is a roadmap for transformation, bold investments in education, healthcare, and economic growth. At the end of 2024, debt is projected at $332.14 million. The net debt ratio, 14.82%. Debt service ratio will be 11.48%, and the liquid assets or reserves, 92.25%, or 332 days of recurrent expenditure. Madam Speaker, if my math is correct, this demonstrates a significantly improved debt status compared to 2020. But why do we need to reduce debt? There are some people, including those on the opposition, who say we should increase debt. And so, why we need to reduce debt? In her 2023 to 2024 budget address, Prime Minister Mia Mottley stated that we must reduce our debt to secure our long-term sustainability. As we reduce our debt burden, we must provide the necessary resources to invest in critical areas such as infrastructure, education, and health care. Every dollar spent on servicing debt is a dollar not spent on providing health care, education, scholarships, or tackling climate change. Madam Speaker, as we come to realize our hopes and dreams for a new Anguilla, know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, this budget is for the people of Anguilla. This is a people-centered budget. It enhances lives and livelihoods. This budget is a promise. It's a promise of progress, prosperity, and a hope for every family. And we know the potential challenges, but we also know the strength of our people, because we are known to be proud, strong, and free. This budget is our roadmap to a brighter tomorrow, one where every mother, every student, every small business, every manufacturer, every farmer, every fisherman, and every small business owner has the tools to succeed. That is what this budget represents. And so while others offer division, we deliver unity. While others search for a plan, we continue to keep Anguilla on an upward trajectory. As we enter the holiday season, let us remember the power of unity. and resilience that defines Anguilla. But what it is to be resilient? It is about ensuring economic activity, fostering social stability, building human capital, and creating the necessary infrastructure for this country. This is the Anguillan dream of progress and hope. Madam Speaker, as I come to the end of this budget address, I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to all the ministries and departments for their invaluable contributions to the preparation of this budget address. Thank you. I especially want to acknowledge the tireless work and unwavering commitment of the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Ms. Marissa Harding-Hodge, and her dedicated, hardworking staff. Again, we have presented a budget that provides hope for the people of Anguilla and envisions Anguilla's progress and prosperity. I'd also like to thank our investors, developers, the business community, public and private workers who support government's initiatives and support Anguilla's economy, the Governor's Office, and the UK government for their contributions to Anguilla. And Madam Speaker, as I look to my right, I see leadership that delivers results. Leadership that is competent, that is compassionate, that will take Anguilla to higher heights and new plateaus, not only in Anguilla, not only in the region, but throughout the world. And as we continue, building the Anguillan dream, progress for today, hope for generations, I want to thank them for the support and for being able to continue to look out for the well-being of the people of Anguilla. People of Anguilla, I present to you your government. Leadership matters. The record matters. Thank you. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that a bill shortly entitled A Bill for Appropriation 2025, Act 2024, have its second reading.
I rise second.
Madam Speaker, I rise to second. Oh, sorry.
He's excited.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Island Harbor. Thank you, honorable members. We now adjourn for the debate of the Appropriations 2025 Act 2024 until Wednesday 11th at 9 p.m. I believe that was circulated. 9 a.m., sorry. Yes? Thank you. You may continue.
Private members' bills? None. Private bills? None. Other orders of the day?
Thank you. Just to offer condolences to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance, Ms. Marissa Harding-Hodge, on the passing of your aunt, and wish you the very best during this time of bereavement. I don't know if members wish to also offer their condolences and any other order. Any other orders of the day? No. Okay, so move for adjournment.
Adjournment?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I had already acknowledged that Island Harbor won the best village, so, but we'll save that till tomorrow. Madam Speaker, I rise to beg that this honorable House be adjourned until tomorrow, Tuesday, December 10th at 10 a.m.
Madam Speaker, I rise to second.
It has been moved and seconded that this honorable House now stands adjourned until tomorrow, Tuesday, the 10th of December at 10 a.m. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. This honorable House now stands adjourned until tomorrow morning at 10. Thank you all. Have a good evening. And I hope to see members of the public present tomorrow also. Thank you.